Welcome to the Love Golf Tour. And the Love Golf Tour presents the year-long match play at the Ruffled Feathers Golf Club in Lamont, Illinois, featuring Paluch versus Mitch to move on to the Final Four. All right, boys, welcome to the Love Golf Tour semifinal match between Mitch and Paluch. How are we feeling today, boys?
I stubbed my pinky toe this morning. Can barely walk.
Wow, and you haven't played in 5 weeks?
Played in 5 weeks.
All right, good for a second.
Oh, you played a trick there.
All right, good luck, boys. Please identify your golf balls.
Strixon 3, Z-Star, purple line.
Mine's also Strixon with purple dots.
Oh, two purples.
Oh, wow. All right, good
Match
luck,
with
boys.
ages.
Play well. Strict regular match play rules. Balls down everywhere, it looks like.
Purple line over there.
There are a lot of rocks in the sand traps here. I'd be fine with you guys improving lies in the sand. You can rake and place.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, down everywhere. Provisionals are allowed. Lost ball rule in effect. Not typical Love Golf Tour. Finish everything. If you play out of turn, you got to replay if your opponent wants you to.
Okay.
Cool?
All right.
All right. Good luck, boys. Pick up the action right away at the first hole, where Paluch got in a little bit of trouble and hits a great recovery shot to set up his chance for 5 for the half of the hole. He makes it. And we go to the second hole where Mitch went through the green. Shot actually hit the green and rolled to this position. Very difficult tabletop green here for his third. Has to hit some type of a flop shot or hit the stick. He didn't really go for the flopper, tried to hit the stick and rolled past through the green. Setting it up for Nick as we take a look where Nick's going to play his third shot from. He hit a good shot for his second up to this position. It's a great chip. Move one up. Here on the fourth hole, Nick pulled his drive into the lake on the left, so Mitch plays smart with an iron down the right side. Unfortunately, he ended up in the trap and took a couple to get down the fairway. And we ended up with pretty much equal positions here. Nick took a penalty and is lying 3 here. And this shot went off to the right. Mitch was still much farther down on this hole, down the fairway. He had about 145 yards here. One of the longest greens you'll ever see. About a 90-yard long green. It's about in the front third today, right behind a tier that you have to land just short of or on it with some spin to get the ball close. This is Mitch's fourth shot. Put the pressure back on Nick. He's 1 down. And a good shot just to the right of the hole. And it just rolls over that slope we're talking about. Mitch would win that hole, and then right back in the next hole, Nick had 2 putts on this difficult par 4 to win the hole, and he does that. Mr. Paluch moves one up. How you feel, Nick? It's a pretty seesaw match, huh?
Did a good drive on that hole from the first
And we move ahead to the par 5-6, a great risk-reward hole. It's actually a split fairway. You can go a little bit to the left and shorten the approach shot dramatically. Looks like Nick is going towards the safe side, which is the right side. This is into about a 10-mile-an-hour headwind, as you can see by the movement of the water. Making this 500-yard hole much longer out to the right side there. As you can see, Mitch is looking out to that right side as well here. 1 down. Getting his feet ready. Very active feet for this player. Kind of has a Fred Flintstone footwork here going. And he ripped that one. Perfect wind ball. Just on the right side. Decision time. So this shot, Mitch has about 240 yards. Nick already laid up. Mitch is deciding to lay up as well. There's a huge slope in the front right of this green that if you hit it about 30 yards short, it can roll all the way up onto the fringe. But both of these players decided to lay up. On Mitch's third shot, he hit it over the green into this trap and had nothing other than to come out sideways. The result, Nick goes 2 up. They came out really fast. We move forward to the 7th hole. Mitch has a chance to get one back. His third shot. He's too aggressive. It's a crown green with multiple levels. Mitch got a terrible bounce back over the green. And his 4th shot also rolls over the green. Just a very difficult crown green here. Nick had tree trouble, and Nick had bunker trouble. So now they're equal here in 4. Paluch tries hitting a chaser up this hill we're talking about, and he just was way too aggressive, blasted over the green. Mitch gets it right on the top there, carries the slow. Paluch was trying to hit it into, leaves himself a short putt. Now we move forward to the 10th hole. Paluch is 1 up. Players have the 9th hole. Mitch leaves it just out to the right. Now, a player of Nick's caliber just went to town there. Their birdie putts are almost on top of each other as we take a look at one of the cooler corners on this property. You see the island green, this big green that just looks like it's going to end in the lake. So Nick is 1 up, as we said. He's kind of able to go to town on this putt. We'll see if he can get a good read off of Mitch.
Wow, what a putt.
In the hole.
Good birdie.
What a great birdie by Nick to go 2 up, a commanding 2-up lead. As you can see the frustration on Mitch's face. He knows that he's playing well. He's hit 2 great shots in the last 2 holes and came out losing a hole. And Nick is just lined up left. If you saw his alignment, he was just lined up left at that electric tower going for the side of the green. And as you saw the splash, leave this hole wide open. Mitch has to keep getting good iron shots. As we said, he's hit the last 2 greens, gotten closer on each one. Unfortunately, he had 5
behind
putts
the
in
green.
The last 2 holes. And
it's on the back edge of the green.
Ended up 2 down. Door wide open here, as Nick said. Is a 9 iron. 138 into about a less than 10-mile-an-hour breeze. And there's the Love Golf Tour clutch shot alert right over the top of the flagstick, a little deep, and there's a big slope there. It comes all the way back to about 8 feet. So Mitch gets back a hole as Paluch is not able to beat a par. Hitting in the water. We move forward to 12. Mitch is in about 10 feet from the hole. Nick hit not his best drive, left it off to the right here. He needs to make a good aggressive stroke here, and he does not get it through the fringe. So here's Nick's look at par. To force Mitch to make his putt to win the hole. Very important putt to maintain the lead. And he misses it on the low side, door wide open for Mitch to tie this match. I think the more excited he gets, the more he taps his toes, Fred Flintstone style. Oh, here we come, hot shot of the day.
Woo, woo.
All square. Wow.
Great birdie. Match is all square. 2 wins in a row, Mitch. How you feeling?
there was a lot of nasty words exchanged between these opponents at the weigh-in before the match last week. So, how are you feeling about each other now, boys? Do you have a little more respect for each other? All square through 12? It got pretty dirty. There's a lot of discussion about each other's families and a lot of talks about each other's moms, even. That was a big turning point. So now now here we go. We're all square through 12. We only had to play the last 6 holes, boys.
Here we go to another par 5. All the par 5s at Ruffled Feathers Golf Club are not terribly long, but they all require precise positioning off the tee. This hole is only 471 yards. This tee shot was into the wind.
Turn over.
And Mitch loses this well right, which will not allow him to reach this green into very easily, especially out of the rough. Well, the farther you take it left, the more you bring these traps into play, especially with the wind today and the trees that you can see on the left. Nick going to just hug that left side. You can see his eyes just lock on that left side.
Taking a short route.
Solid strike, but it's a
you
much
find
better
some
line
grass.
than Nick.
Yeah.
Mitch is. So Nick.
I think
is
he's
in
shorter
the
than I think
driver's
he's
seat
perfect.
here.
Yeah.
On their approach shots, Nick had 220, Mitch had 240, and Nick had a terrible lie and couldn't gouge it up very close to the green. Mitch was able to get it to this position, 85 yards, and it just knuckled through the wind, through the green. And then Nick had major trouble in the rough. His third shot rolled through the branch in the driver's seat. Nice for the lie. He was able to get it out there in 5. So that is for his 6. And this is for Mitch's birdie. And good aggressive approach there, coming back up the hill. The putt maybe got a little bit away from him more than he wanted. Definitely don't want to leave yourself in that downhiller. And this is for Mitch to win 3 holes in a row. As he does. 3 holes for
Rob
Mitch.
Ryder moves 1 up.
1 up. Stretch of golf. So make our way to the 14th hole. Straight down the hill. And there are humps and mounds everywhere. If you're not on a foot of a Volkswagen Beetle around this green from the tee, you're going to be in a marsh on the right or the left. So the smart play here, as you see, is Mitch is hitting an iron off the tee with this 1 up lead. Just needs to hit one about 210 yards. And it is his worst shot of the day. He is in the marsh, short of the fairway. And that is a gift to Nick. He's up to the tee and just needs to get one in play. And surprisingly, he's going aggressive, folks. He's hitting a driver. And he hit it so bad it's good. He is in the left side of the fairway. Just lands in the deep rough there. That is going to be
on the grass. You're good.
most likely enough, and it was enough to win that hole. As we take a look at one of the key holes, one of the greatest par 5s in the area, I think, is the par 5, 15th here at Ruffled Feathers. Nick hit his worst shot of the day after getting back to all square here, down on the left side.
Yeah, you didn't play.
Still found his ball. He just needs to get this about 120 yards down the fairway. If he gets on the top of that slope, it'll roll all the way down to the traps that guard the layup point of this hole. And we slow this motion down here to try to catch the ball through it. It's a big swing. He hit that a lot farther than he needed to. He was hoping that it would hit that tree and take some steam off of it. It went all the way through and down into the hazard on the right. He'll be hitting 4 from about 110, 115 yards with a shot that is blocked out by trees and a creek on his left. Now we go to Mitchell after a huge drive. Looks like he hit this drive about 295 yards. And he is left with a difficult approach here. The smart play, after seeing Nick put it out of play, might be to just scoot it down this left-hand side and then hit a chip on and get his par. Looks like he's triple checking his number here, trying to get the number just right. He has a 6 or a 7 iron. He's got about 170 yards. Wind freshening just a little bit off the right. If anything, it's helping. Definitely not hurting from here. And this is a shot of the match so far. All square through 14 and a chance to go up 1 with only 3 holes to play. And this was not his best strike. It's on a little thin, and it is left. It is left. And it is in the creek, folks. He did not back down on that shot. He's in the creek. He's going to have to take the angle drop here, keep the point where he entered, and that's going to leave him about a 35-yard pitch for his 4th. He can still get up and down for par. Nick somehow almost found the green after his drop. Levi's 4. And Mitch with an aggressive stroke through the ball, and that ball is coming off the crown. This is a crowned green. He had to make sure he got it up there, and he just rolls through the back. He's still going to be able to get a putter on it, I think.
The green's crazy too. Like my chip shot was that bad.
And here's Nick's par attempt. He's coming up this big hill, and he does not hit it. He is not aggressive enough. Most players on this green misjudge the entire left side of it and the whole front of this green. The whole front of this green is dead. So Mitch is actually on the green, and this is for par to take a 1-up lead with 3 holes to play, and he makes a good run at it. Nick will concede that putt for him. Now here's Nick to tie the hole for his 6th. And we slowed down the action. It looked like it was going to break right into the cup, and he just misses it on the high side. What a difficult green. What a difficult way to go down.
Rob Ryder moves 1 up.
Losing a ball in this hole. And we move forward to the 16th. Looks like Mitch has an extra pep in his step here. He's ready to rip one down the 16th hole, 320 yards. Nowhere to hit driver on this hole. Both players are most likely going to lay up. Looks like Mitch has an iron, maybe a 4 iron, looking down the left side. And he cleared his body out really fast that time, left his arms way behind him. That ball is right of right. That ball is right of right. Fortunately, there is a drop zone. Nick steps right up, no hesitation, and he is in the hazard as well. A gift given to Nick, and he gives it right back. Return to sender, folks. Return to sender. He kept the receipt, and he gave it right back. So from the drop area, here's Mitch with a big swing out of the rough.
Right at it, and
that carries over the green. That is going to be an impossible up and down. You can see straight down that hill. It's a very small portion of that green. There's no way to stop that shot from there. He can actually chip over the green, perhaps down into the hazard. He's got to be very careful on that chip shot. Now here comes Nick, changing clubs.
this is an opening. It's got about 135 yards.
This is about a 140-yard shot over another hazard into about a 15-foot landing area. Very difficult shot. The smart play here is to throw it out to the left. Mitch took this pin on. Nick Must have had a terrible lie in the drop zone there. It was a very active drop zone. Unfortunately, he would not be able to recover from there. He hit it in the hazard after that and gave Mitch the hole, so Mitch goes 2 up with 2 to play on the 17th hole, 209-yard par 3. A little helping wind. This is a 4 or 5 iron, not sure. Mitch comes through with the draw here, and it just skips
the
over
right side?
the back. He is over the green. Takes the water out of play with a 2-up lead. Can't blame him. Playing conservative, forcing Nick to hit the shot here on 17. And perhaps the wind are out of the sails for Paluch. The wind is out of the sails. He has to summon something here. He has to find something in order to keep this year-long match play season going. It's been a good season for him with a victory earlier in the year. It came down to the wire. Will this one come down to the wire? He hits a great shot into the bank. Leaves himself about 8 feet for par. That was a great shot on his third. Struggling on this hole nevertheless. Can he summon the energy here? Put the pressure on Mitch. Mitch is just over in 2. He had a bunker shot back towards the water. Clipped a nice one that spun and just barely stayed on the fringe. 2 putts. Could have been on the green for the same price. Might have 2 putts to win the match here.
Bounce right off the face, and he's got some work left.
Definitely has 2 putts to win a match, and he's left that one significantly short. He's left that one a good 5 feet short. So now we have a situation where Nick can make, Mitch can miss, and we go to 18. We could end up going to 18. Mitch is dorming. Mitch is smiling over in the corner. He thinks he still has it locked up. He hasn't seen Nick make a putt since the 10th hole. Putter has gone ice cold. A putter that's been hot for Paluch all year with his 2 medals and 2 victories. Even when this putter has not been hot, it's been just good enough to get by, competing in every Love Golf match so far this year. Again, he summons the putter one more time. In 2022, he cannot. He leaves it off to the left. And that'll be it for Nick. As Mitch only needs 1 putt, that'll be it for Nick.
Congratulations, Mitchell. How do you feel? World Golf Tour debut. The win. Beautiful. Oh, so we are going to see it. All right, good job, boys. You have anything to say to each other? Wow, is that cold? No hat off, nothing.
Turning the scorecard.
There's a lot of ugly things said about each other leading up to this match. I thought it was going to get pretty ugly. It might even get physical at one point, but I'm glad you guys held together and we're gentlemen all the way through. You almost pushed him in the sand trap?
Yeah, that's how ugly it got.
All right, good playing, boys. That was an exciting match.